friends, how are you today? It is Sharon here from the blog I Restore Stuff, coming to you live on Essential Stencils page, ready for another fun DIY project. Just getting my laptop ready here so I can see if we are live, in fact. Hoping I've got us here ready. There we are. And let me know where you're watching from, tuning in from. I'm from right down here in Australia. If you couldn't tell by my accent already, if you're brand new to our lives, let us know. Cassie's here. Hello, how are you? I feel like I'm at a distance here. I can now see my live. There we are. Dominica's here, Jamie's here, Linda. Hello, how are you all? Yeah, I feel like I'm at a distance here. We'll get down low and show you everything that I'm working on in just a minute. We're looking at the Father's Day collection today. I've put the flash on, so now I'm seeing the bright flash. I turned the camera around so that Facebook could show you the words and everything in their proper form, because Facebook's gone and done that backwards thing. All right, so we've got our Father's Day collection. I'm going to show you some of the projects I'm doing today. Actually, both of the projects I'm doing today will be from the Father's Day collection. And it is ready now for pre-order and will be shipped in a couple of weeks. So thank you, Dominica, so much for sprinkling the live. It helps us when you share the live. Just hit that little button and come straight back and join us, because you don't want to miss out on what we're doing today. We've got a few Father's Day stencils, and I'll share those with you now. This is the 3-pack, and it revolves around golfing. I'd rather be golfing is that pack there. Then we've got rodeo. So there's a whole lot of things that would pertain to dads and guys that would be fun. So we've got, it's a 4-pack of 6x6 stencils. Howdy cowboy, hello darling. Could even just be for a country theme. It doesn't have to be for Father's Day. So some of these you can use year round. Same with this one, s'mores. We've got a 3-pack of the s'mores theme here. And so that's a great one for all year round, because you know who doesn't love, well, not all year round, but every demographic. Doesn't just have to be for fathers. Menu, graham crackers, chocolate and marshmallows. Look at that, so cute. Small the merrier. Some funny puns in that one. Hello, Chris, who says, in New York. Daughter-in-law's mum will be here in less than 2 weeks from Sydney. Oh, you've got someone from Australia coming to visit. That is amazing. This is our Muscle Cars 3-piece set. So they are, I'm such a, I don't know a lot about cars. And when I looked at these, thought, they all look the same. No, they are not all the same. They are 3 different cars from the same era. I'm guessing they're muscle cars. I'm showing my absolute ignorance here, but the guys will love it. Then we also have this set today. I've opened that one, so I'll show you these. Dad Life 6-piece set. I'll show you some of these, and there's one of these I want to use today. Happy Father's Day. Then we've got number 1 Dad. We have Best Dad by Pa. Get it? Pun. Best Dad by Pa. We have this one that says Fixer of All Things. Whose dad does that belong to? And then we've got one Grill Master. So we've got the barbecue. Hello, Melissa. Thanks for saying hello. And Maggie and Patsy is here. Karen. Hello, everyone. Every stencil set comes with a little instruction brochure too, and there's also the QR code that will take you to video of how you can do the stenciling as well. This one is Real Cool Dad, so there's for the fishing dad. So there you go. Now I'm going to be using something from this set today, so I'll set that one aside. And then we've got this huge mountains. Now this will be great for backgrounds. I saw Amanda use this on her live this week. Excuse me, if you missed the replay, and add words to it, or just a simple, you know, black and white sign with that. This is my dates here. April 21st is the launch, which is gone, and April 27th the bundle expires. So you get all of these stencils Excuse me, I've got a real frog in my throat today. So we have, what I was going to say was, all the ones that I'm showing you today are in a bundle for Father's Day. You can pre-order them today, and once the 27th rolls around, so I think that's only about 4 days, 3 or 4 days, they will be no longer available as a bundle, but you will be able to get individual stencils if they are still in stock. Sometimes if the bundles run out, that means maybe some individual stencils might have run out. This one is a layered stencil. It's got instructions about 4 different layers, but the image it makes is really pretty. I can't tell if I'm holding that up to the camera correctly or not, so you can see the image there. You can just do all your different colours and it'll show you which colours to do in what layers. Then we've got our welcome sign, and that's another fun one. Again, could be for any demographic. Now we've got a whole bunch of different, it's customizable sports welcome. So you would put, for example, we've got the ball, that'll be your background, and then you can layer that with a soccer ball or a basketball or a baseball, or, guys, I do not know what this one is. Help me out here. What is this ball at the end here? Now, can you see that? Oh, it's a golf ball. Is it a golf ball? I was not looking properly. And so then you would replace the O with one of those balls. So they show you there in the example of the welcome sign. Okay, last one to show you, which I'm going to use on this board today, is our hotel is more than 5 stars. I love it. Don't you love that one? So I'll be using that today on my board here. And I've got a board. It's just a wood board that you can get in probably some of your craft stores over there. I do have everyone's saying golf, golf, golf. Okay. I saw that there were the little golf dimples. And so, what was I saying? Oh, I do have a list on my Amazon affiliate link, a shopping list of all sorts of supplies. So if you do need that link, I can just ask in the comments and I can get that for you in a minute. Or after the live, I'll go through the comments. But this is what's the size? 12 by 16 inch board. So it fits these 12 by 16 inch signs just perfectly. So I wanted to show you a blending technique on this today. So I'll be doing that as the background. And then, because I thought we'd make something like dark night sky, like a deep blue, and then do some green down here, just sort of as a fun technique for the background. So I'll show you that in just a minute. I'll move my stencils out of the way. So that's the Father's Day bundle, live now, ready for your, ready for you to order. Let me see if I can point this down a little more, see how close we can get to the project that we're working on now. It feels like I've got it in some kind of weird mode. Anyway, so I'm going to use this beautiful blending brush today. Now, I knew that a lot of you would probably ask about it. It's the Staalmeester One Series Spalter brush. And I do have a link for that, an affiliate link in the description of the live, which is usually on our pinned comments. Another thing, if we're blending, we sometimes will use a water spray. And so this is a mister. It's not just a spray, it does a continuous mist. And so that's a great option for using for blending. So let's have a look. I'm not sure if I'll get my sides done today. We'll see how we go with this. The first thing I want to do before I use my blending brush, so I'm going to use this for the middle section, and I'll have a couple of different colors on there to show you how to blend that. I want to do my two top and bottom of this sign. So I'll use this, I'm going to use this dark blue. We've also got midnight blue in the Fusion range, but this is called Cambridge, and it's a beautiful dark blue. I've actually already done it on this sign here, which I'm getting ready to do our man cave sign, and that's that kind of blue. It's a little bit a different tone. It's got more greens in it, a greeny grey, than the midnight blue, if you're familiar with that. So that's that beautiful colour there. And I'm going to do that on the top section here. I've already got my brush because I did brush with that earlier. Got some brush paint on the brush for that. And then I'm going to use my just an offloading card that should be able to help me with the blending part of it. All right. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's raining here right now. It seems like it's been raining every live for a long time. Nancy, the water spritzer, not this particular one, but you can also get that at the same link where I've got the Fusion, where the Spalter Staalmeester brush comes from. Oops, I'm just seeing if I can, oh, nope. Sorry, I've just got it right here, and so I will copy that and paste it in the comments for you, Nancy, so that you can see that. There you go. Because Fusion stocks one as well, and so you can get it there, or you can get that at Amazon. There's a bunch of places that you can find those. All right, going back here. The blue colour is very pretty. It is, I like it. So let's have a look. We'll just start with this up on the top. Now our grain does go this way, and usually I'll paint along the grain of the wood, but today for this purpose we're going to go across. Now we could need a couple of layers of this paint because depending on the colour you use, you may need an extra. Let's just do the top today. When I finish my live, I might go ahead and do the sides. But for this purpose today, you don't need to sit there and wait and watch me do the sides of my board. That's a trickier bit. And usually I would do the sides first, but once this is all dry, we'll be able to do that and blend those as well. So I'm going to get about halfway. Now I should probably have my stenciled sign, although it doesn't really matter how far. It is going to be a little bit thin, so I will have to use that. I'm going to place my sign. I don't know if you can see that there. Move that over. So I want to have sort of the night sky here, and then I want to start the green down here so that we can have, you know, sort of mimicking the ground and then the sky. So when I'm doing my painting, I go off the end here and then off the end this side. So I try not to start over the edge or I'll get all these drips down that side. So that's my painting tip for you. I'm going to set that aside because we will probably need to do a second coat of that. You could put it into a little plastic bag or something while you're waiting. Actually, I do have the exact one that I had set aside. I'll pop that in there. And then we'll start with this green. Now I've chosen Bayberry. Now I wanted a darker green. I could have gone with the Conservatory as well, which is a little bit brighter. You can choose the green that you would like. I wanted to keep the tones fairly dark because I want to pop the words out with white on the other side. So Bayberry. Now this has gotten a little bit thick because we've got not very much left in the jar. But you could always use a mister, a continuous mister, if your paint is getting a little thick, and just see how the mist just sprays on there, and it just helps move the paint around a little bit more easily. Now Fusion has just announced too today their brand new paint line, Alchemy, that's coming very soon. The launch date is the 26th, so that'll be fun. Looking forward to showcasing those colours. I've got some here beside me actually. I was going to use those today, but I don't quite have all the colours yet, so I don't have the colours that would be like a nice blue green to kind of go with my blending idea. But it's a kind of like one of the chalk paints, so it's a little bit different to the Fusion mineral paint, but it really lends nicely to blending and that kind of thing. So I'm going to get our colour right up here close to the blue. Karen's saying, where are you? Aren't you usually in your home? I am in my home. Are you asking me? Maybe she's asking someone else. It's funny because I only see part of comments and they can be sometimes totally out of context. People probably think, what is she talking about? So sometimes when I come to the comments, I'm like, what are they asking me? Eleanor's wishing for rain in Florida. Yeah, I love this, this color green. It's a lovely green. I've painted a few pieces of furniture in this color. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the blending portion of this with my little brush here, and I'm going to put some of the green and some of the blue right here on my... I'm not very well practiced at blending, so you're working with me here. The experimenter. we live experiment here at Iris Dorster with Essential Stencil. Oh, there we go. So I'm pouring some of each colour. I need to put this brush down somewhere. Pouring some of each colour on a little tray, and you can see that that green is a whole lot thicker than the blue. See how the blue's a lot runnier, and then this green is a lot thicker. So I'm going to move those a little closer to each other because this is where we're going to do some fun blending. Now, you might have totally different blending techniques than this. Here's just one way I've seen to do it. And there's my blue brush. Have that handy. So it's lovely to be able to blend on furniture in a similar way. Look, I don't think I need that one. We'll just leave that there. Okay, so I've got my blending brush and it is still drying, these parts here. I want to be spritzing this to work well with my brush. So I've got green on one side, blue on the other, and they are eventually going to just blend together. So I've got my spritzing continuous sprayer that's going to help me here, hopefully. And the blending brush just seamlessly blends those. Oh my goodness, guys. Do I sound surprised? Because I haven't actually used this brush before, but it is so smooth. And look how smooth that blend is. And then I can go over this part with my brush that I've already used before for the blue. And then I can go with this. That was so quick and easy. I honestly did not think that was going to be so quick and easy. I thought I was going to be sort of blending for a while. Let's see, that down, and then just making sure I've got my green side and my blue side here. Wow, I like it. A nice smooth blend. I just want to keep going over and over it, but I think it's done. How super easy is that? I'm surprising myself. I really didn't need all that paint. I just needed the tiniest bit. But hey, there you go. That's a bit of blending for you. And that brush, totally amazing. It'll be great for blending projects. So now just let me clean up my blue and my green here. We've made our background for our camping sign. Great for Father's Day gift idea. All of those kind of things. Now I will just put that in that plastic bag again, just in case I want to use the blue for another sign later on. Then I don't have to have it sort of wash too much. It'll be ready to go. Okay, another plastic bag for my green. Yes, Karen, one swipe and it was perfection. I can't believe it. Okay, so now I haven't done the sides, remember, but I will probably do those later. I could even do a contrasting color on the sides, you know, like even just a white or something like that. I am going to dry this now, but I'm going to put my blending brush straight into my water. So I've just got a water bucket to just sit that in, and you only need to put the water up to where the paintbrush comes to on the ferrule. I'll show you on this brush, for example. You only have to put the water up to here. You don't have to let it touch the metal. And then with those Staalmeester brushes, the water just goes straight down. The paint just comes off. Okay, it's going to be loud here a second. I'm just going to have a little read of comments while I'm drying. Yeah, I've got there is a link for that blending brush in my description there of the live. Okay, so that's just one coat of each of these. I feel like I need another coat up here. It is a little bit light, so I may just go ahead and do that. Just to have a look I'll look further down on my piece. I can see that there's a little bit of stopping and starting brush marks up here. And maybe for the green here too. So now that I've got that dry, we've just got a little piece of wet right here. I'm going to actually grab my brushes that I've just popped in here. And since I have a lot of blue right here on this, I'm just going to go and do one more coat of the blue section to just really even up the coverage. And that second coat really does make a nice solid coverage for you. So there's that, and that'll dry to kind of blend in there. And then we'll just go over with the green. I think our blending will be fine. And a little bit more of the green. If you can hear my spritzer, I've just pointed the brush away from the paint because I don't want it to spritz on here some more. We'll just go over this green down here in the lower section. Spritzing this because that green is quite dry. There we go. It's a little bit dry, so it's starting to pull. That's probably not a great thing, but because we're doing a stencil over the top, I'm not going to be too concerned about it. That's the colour Bayberry, and this colour here is Cambridge. I was going to say Chesler, but it's Cambridge. So if you're painting furniture, you might be able to see I've got a stroke this way and a stroke that way. The reason you can see those brush strokes is because the paint was getting dry before it was just getting dry too quickly. Joan's asking, do you use distilled water? I don't think I filled this one with distilled water, Joan, but yeah, that could be a good idea. It probably lasts longer in the bottle. I can see a different line here on my thing. I could have done that blending brush one more time, but now I've got it in the water. I think it's too late. I've kind of washed it all out and made it a bit yuck. I don't want to wreck it. Looks clean. I could maybe do it. Let's see, where's that Bayberry gone? It just feels like I need one more little bit go at that blend down there. This is super dry, the green. It's mainly for the blue's sake. What can I do? I'll grab the green brush and dip a little bit down on here. Okay, are you with me? Got another bit of green and blue. Let's see, just making it blend a bit more here. Oh, I love it, so nice. And I probably should have used Staalmeester brushes on the other parts of it too. They really are a nice brush. It's just got such smooth blending technique. All right, that will definitely have to do. get on with the rest of our project. Father's Day project. We're going to make a man cave sign, Grandpa's man cave. It's got some options in the stencil to do Dad's man cave, Grandpa's man cave, or you could just use the word man cave. I'm going to pop this aside and I'll let that dry by itself, and then I'll come back to it and dry it off if I need to after that. Okay, so here is our sign that I'm going to do the man cave sign with. And this is it here. Comes with the word man cave. And then we've got some options to add dads, papas, or grandpas. I'm going to use grandpas, and I'm going to do something else with this man cave sign. So I've painted the background in that same blue, which is called Cambridge by Fusion. And then I'm going to find my other stencils. Oh, here it is. The other Father's Day stencils that I wanted to use, one of these in here. I had this idea that we could use it because I thought, oh, I wonder if we've still got, some of you may have, Essential Stencil used to have a stencil that came out one Father's Day for tools, and it had sort of hammer, spanner. You call it a spanner, you call this a wrench. You probably call it a wrench. We name things differently here in Australia sometimes. So I thought I could use this one for this purpose. So I want to add my spanner. So I'm going to leave the words off and add the wrench, sorry, if you call it a wrench. And then the hammer. I want to add those. We may have to leave off the little screws and the bolts for this purpose, but I thought I could add that there. So I want to make sure that my man cave is in a good enough spot that it's going to be, it has to be high enough to fit these down the bottom here, if that makes sense. So I want to add those down there. So I'll get my tape, painter's tape, in case I need to tape off some of this. And I'll be using one of Fusion's whites, raw silk, to do the stenciling with. So for stenciling, I'll also need to grab a piece of cardstock to offload the brush on to. Yeah, Sandy, I like the Grill Master. It'd be great on Dad's apron. Good idea. Sandy's asking, what was the clear you added to the middle? Are you talking about the blending? I didn't add any clear, I just added green and blue. I'm not sure. Okay. So Grandpa's will fit across here, but instead of putting it here in the center, because we're having these tools on this side, I thought we could just make it so that we line up the letters on the right there. So let's start with that, making sure I've got it nice and straight. Now the stencil itself is 16 inches long and 4 inches this way. So if you were going to add one of these, you would want to add some more inches to that. So I guess, I'm not sure how big my board is. It's 16 by, let's see, if that's 4, it's maybe 7 or something. Yeah, that looks about right. I don't know what this one is. Anyway, adding stencil brush to the situation. Let's go with this one, a 5/8 inch brush. I don't think I need to tape off any edges, but if you were concerned about your piece moving, let's do that. Yeah, if you do want the Fusion paint, I've got a code, I restore stuff at Fusion, and the link is there in the description of my live. You can go there and get 10% off your Fusion products, or your Staalmeester brush, that as well, if you use that link. Okay, I've offloaded most of the paint off the brush. Next, I want to just do some soft swirling motions around the letters. And the reason I can do the swirling without it getting underneath, the paint getting underneath the stencil, is because I've got hardly any on the brush. We call it a dry brush method of stenciling. So instead of pouncing like this, which gives you lots of little dots and takes a lot longer in my opinion, I just swirl it around very gently like this, but remembering that there's hardly any paint on the brush. I'm just going to keep going this way. nice. The 5/8 inch brush is really nice for a lot of these larger letters. The brushes, they don't come in pink, they come in the blue in a set of 4 or 5. 4, I believe. Cheryl's asking, will there be new transfers soon? I'm not sure about that, Cheryl. I'm not sure when the next lot of transfers will be dropping. There's so many beautiful ones. I do know that they restocked some of them recently, so if ever you're wondering when will they be restocked, just go ahead and check, type in whatever you're looking for in the search bar at Essential Stencil, and if it's not in stock, there's usually a little button beside the product that says, please let me know when these are restocked, and that also lets Essential Stencil know that you're interested in them and that we do have, you know, once there's a certain amount of people who are really wanting that, then that's enough for them to order. So do let them know, because that's the way that they know how often to restock. Okay, so we've got our man cave there. Can lift this up. My tape. Just lift it straight up, and our letters are fairly well crisp, clean lettering, and we've got now our grandpas, so I'm going to line that up with the edge of here. I don't want it too low, but I don't want it too high up here either. I'm just going to leave sort of maybe, oh no, I have to leave a little bit more of a gap there. Let's see where our tools might come in as well. So they'll come in around about there. I'm going to put it at the top of the words so that it peeks out on the top and it comes down at the bottom as well. So I have to shift each one. So I'll do that in a minute. So we've got grandpa's, lining that up there with the M at the side. I think I've got it straight. What do you all think? Is it straight? Then we've got our raw silk colour here, which is a nice white. Thank you. Thanks, Melissa. Don't forget to join in the conversation right here on our live, because we do give away prizes at the end of our live. 3 lucky winners will receive $20 gift cards or gift vouchers to Essential Stencil's website, and so that could be you. But you've got to let us know you're here. Also, let us know if you're brand new to stenciling. If you've never stenciled before, we love to know that in the comments. If you've maybe ordered some stencils but you haven't used them yet, maybe you're too scared to use them, I hope that you find these lives and tutorials very helpful so that you can just practice on your journey of stenciling and crafting. I always suggest practicing with a small stencil. You might just get something like the word dad and just practice doing it on a piece of cardboard first. So grab a stencil brush and practice on some cardboard first, or just a piece of scrap wood that you don't care about. Like, it just is going into the trash, so you might as well stencil it. Have pretty trash, right? So practice on that, and that will get your technique a little bit more perfected. I've been practicing this a long time, so I kind of know exactly how much to have on my brush. And so you'll get used to that, and you'll discover, one time you might discover, oh, I've got sort of bleeding under the edges, they're really fuzzy. Well, that just means you've got too much paint on your brush and you need to back off on the paint, you know, rub off a lot more on your cardboard, and then go start painting again, so that you really don't have to have much paint on your brush at all. Let's start with these ones down the bottom here. I'm just going to put that peeking out of the bottom of the letters, and I'm going to tape, I want to tape that little bolt there, because the nuts and bolts kind of won't fit in with this. And then we'll just tape off those words right here, because we're not going to be using those. So you could do this for a bunch of other Father's Day type stencils. You might want to do a Father's Day card that has some of these words on it. Dawn, you're one of those people have purchased stencils but haven't used them yet. Thanks for the tips. I'm so glad you're getting lots of tips out of these. That's great. Marcella, you're having a hard time picking out colors in the Fusion paint. They've got some beautiful colors. If you need any help, do message me at I Restore Stuff. That's my blog where I give you all sorts of furniture painting tips and tricks. So it's at I Restore Stuff. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, all of the places. I've got lots of video tutorials on painting furniture and home decor. Recycling, I get a lot of my things from thrift stores. Okay, so now we've got our bottom thing done. And we'll just move those now up to the ones at the top. And again with our tape here, I'm going to tape the words at the top. Fixer of all things. Okay, oh. Okay, so we've got the bottom of them down there, and I'll just sort of line that up, and we'll move it up here. We want it just above the letters. So I'm not lining up the tools down here, I'm lining up the words, my man cave word, with the top of the tools here. Okay, so I haven't dipped my brush in anymore. It's still got plenty of brush paint there. Sorry, from my board. Oh, I've got a bit of paint. Just have to wipe that off. Got a bit of paint that came out onto the board. Okay. So there we go. We've got a little hammer and wrench down there. So that's done. What do you think? Fun idea? We've got the man cave, Grandpa's man cave, and remember you could do Papa's man cave, Dad's man cave. It all comes with that same stencil. So the bundle, it includes all of the stencils. You can get that now for a limited time. In about 4 more days, the bundle deal will run out. So don't forget, use my code I Restore Stuff. Add Essential Stencil when you're ordering the bundle, because then you get an even further 10% off the bundle deal, which is already, percents off. So let me move this aside, and we're going to go now onto our, put my dirty stencils on the ground. I'm running out of space up here. And we'll go on to our blended board. So if you missed that earlier, you'll have to go catch the replay, how I used the blending brush to blend a background of green and blue. And we'll switch this over for this down here. Okay, let's see if that's dry. Kind of feel like it is, but that blending brush is so smooth, it kind of looks a little different. But because we're working with a stencil over the top, it doesn't matter too much that we've got some lines. There we go. Okay, so we've got sort of like a night sky vision happening here. And we've got our stencil. This is in the Father's Day bundle as well. So if you get the bundle, this one will be in it. And I can line that up perfectly because my board is actually 12 by 16 inches. So we've got some trees, we've got a caravan, or what do you call it? A camper van, trailer, whatever you'd like to call it. Just going to pop some tape on the side there. I really probably don't need it too much. But I want to go over probably everything with my white to start with. And then I'm going to see if we might need a little pop of colour anywhere else. Then it's up to you sort of where you want to do any more colour. You might want to make the trees a bit more green with a lighter green like conservatory. So we used bayberry as the darker green, but this is a bit lighter. You could use that for the trees. You could add a bit of yellow or some silver on your stars, all of that. But I'm just going to go over this with the white to start with. It's just that creamy white. It's called Raw Silk. And let's start at the bottom, shall we? Hopefully I've got all my paint off my brush. Yes, sometimes I'm like, second guess myself. Look at this fun font. It's kind of almost like a hand-drawn sign, isn't it? Oh, hello, Olive. I've put her in her little crate today so she can just have a rest in there with some treats, so she doesn't chase the mail carriers as they're bringing my packages. I'm expecting a package today, so I was just like, oh, I don't need her chasing and barking while I'm alive. She still heard it. Karen, you don't camp, but you still think it's cute. I think so too. I don't camp as much anymore either. So, but I know Easter weekend here in Australia, Olive, quiet, is a great weekend for camping. A lot of people go away for a long weekend, and it's also school vacation too here. So a lot of people go camping. Olive, just because I was talking about you, quiet. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Didn't think she was going to go off like this. Didn't think you were going to be so loud. Your husband's idea of rocking it was Motel 6. Well, see, this is kind of fitting. More than 5 stars. I guess it's the camping people's version of Motel. Lots of stars. Camping under the stars. It sounds beautiful. Sounds romantic. I haven't camped fully under the stars. We've camped in a tent under the stars, but imagine just sleeping out there completely under the stars. I'd be worried about insects and things, mosquitoes. And we've got our nice white, and it's kind of like that rustic white look. If you do need a second coat, you can easily go over that with a second coat. And we'll go on with our trees. So the trees are quite a big stencil area, so you can kind of fill those in, come in from the edges. A little bit of moon and stars. I think I could do the edges of my board, just thinking about what I'm going to do with those. I might do the edges just in raw silk. I'd have to be very careful though to not go over the edges. So, it could be better to just do them in one of the colours that I've already got here. Oh, your dog's name is Skippy, is it, Karen? Sorry that the dog is causing other people's dogs to bark, go crazy. Oh, maybe they're just excited pen friends. Did anyone have a pen friend when you were growing up and you used to write them letters? Showing my age. I grew up, and in school we would send away letters to another school class that would be probably on the other side of the world. In fact, I had a pen friend from Sweden, and she's just now, probably in the last couple of years, we've reconnected right here on Facebook. So she could even be watching my live, I don't know. But yes, since my 7th grade, we were in contact for years and years and years. In fact, right up until probably after I got married, I remember contacting her. So such a fun era. Now we've got just so much technology and people make friends with people all over the world just over the internet. So it's kind of a different era, isn't it? A pen pal, yeah, that's right, Barb, pen pal. You might call it a pen pal, we call it a pen friend, or a pen pal, yeah, same thing. Write letters to each other and they take forever to get there over the airmail or whatever. Sometimes we had those airmail letters. Do you remember those? Do they even still exist? Maybe they still exist. People still write on them. A really thin piece of paper that's folded and then it comes already paid for, stamped, but it's very light and so therefore it's a little bit cheaper than lots of letter paper within an envelope. And so that was one way of sending a greeting that was cheaper. Dorothy had camp up to 3 years after my husband passed, so I could go back to Wisconsin. Stay this summer there. Oh, lovely. Yes, Kathy, I agree. So fun to get those pen pal letters. Okay, let's have a look at what this looks like and we'll see if we don't need to color anything. It might just be nice seeing it in those nice, in the nice white against the blue and green and having that be the feature. So let's have a look and we'll see. Move our tape. See how that looks. Oh, I like it. I like that we've got the background there. It looks like midnight sky with the caravan. What does everyone think? Should we add anything? You could add some color to the trees, or maybe it sort of looks more silhouette and looks great just like that. You could add some artwork to it. You could also use your small fine detail brushes if you have these from Essential Stencil. You can add some details in here. You could even close up the bridges on your stenciled areas like on the caravan here. Lots of other fun things you could do. You could add some bling to your stars, add some totally, what's it called, dazzled? Everyone says, love it, looks wonderful, leave it like it is. I wouldn't add any color. I know, I kind of like just simple sometimes instead of a lot of all the detail. Lisa, you had a pen pal from Africa. That would be amazing. It'd be amazing if we could send photographs to each other. I don't think we really did that because even then, photographs were a bit of a rare deal, weren't they? You had to send them away to a film company and get them developed and it took like, I don't know, 7 days or something to get your film developed. All the things, oh boy, aren't we showing our age here? All right, I think it looks perfect just the way it is too. And Karen says, now I want the stencil and the paint, all the things. Yeah, it's fun. So if you do want that, any of those, the Fusion paint, I've got a link for that there. Let me know if you need a link for the brush, but that's also at the Fusion place. I Restore Stuff is the code. Will get you 10% off the entire Father's Day bundle of stencils right here at Essential Stencil. So that is something to look forward to in your mailbox. Oops, I've got my stuff stuck everywhere here. Let me just fix myself up. And we'll point you up here and we'll look for some winners for some prizes because I think we are done for the day. But don't forget the 27th is the date where the bundle deal finishes up. And so today we have worked on, hopefully you can see me, did I do it crooked? I think we're good. It feels like I've got those the 0.5 thing on my camera. Anyway, we've got, our hotel has more than 5 stars and I showed you how to do that blending technique for the background. You can have a look at that if you want to catch the replay if you missed that. Also, we did our man cave sign, which comes with a few different options. So the whole thing comes with like grandpa or papa or dad's. And then I added these tools from another whole set. So you can go back and check all those out if you want to catch the replay there. And let us see, have we got any winners today? And I notice we don't have our pinned comment, but if you do go to the description of the live, you will see all of the links to the Father's Day bundle and the things that I've used today. So there's that. So Mary, Fusion Mineral Paint sells the blending brush. And so if you go to my Fusion link, it's right there in the description of the live. And I'll see if I can pop that in here because I just had it there before. There's the link for that, Mary and Kathy. But it's in the description of the live. There's our winners. I can see you now. Congratulations, winners Maggie, Deborah, and Cheryl. Maggie, Deborah, and Cheryl, please email Essential Stencil at the address that they've got right there for you, support@essentialstencil.com. That's Maggie, Stuart Poppaduck, Deborah Hayringer, and Cheryl Hughes. You can email them. Let them know you're a winner on Sharon's live today for a $20 gift card. Can't wait to see what you spend your $20 on at Essential Stencil. You might get some brushes, or you might get some stencils or some transfers. Great idea. So I will see you again next week. I've got to jump around now, turn off my live. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you again next week. Bye.